Did you know degenerative diseases are often caused by dehydration? And are you aware statistics show in the United States that at least half the adults are unintentionally dehydrated? Most importantly, would you be interested in an easy and effective technique to be sure you and your family are hydrated? In this video, I'll be sharing with you a simple method to ensure you and your family are drinking plenty of water every day. Because, as we now know, hydration is our #1 defense against disease. Greetings and welcome to 5 Minutes to Feel Good. I'm Seema Simone, and the beneficial tip I'm sharing with you today has improved my health immeasurably, and I hope it will do the same for you. But before we get into that, I'd like to list some of the diseases drinking ample amounts of water may help and may even prevent. In his book, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, Dr. F. Batmangalje says, quote, "I've seen water completely reverse conditions such as asthma, angina, hypertension, migraine headaches, arthritis pain, back pain, colitis pain and chronic constipation, heartburn and hiatal hernia, depression, chronic fatigue syndrome, high cholesterol, morning sickness, overweight problems, even heart problems thought to need bypass surgery. All these disease conditions have responded simply and permanently to water, ordinary, natural water. Any water you feel comfortable drinking is fine. Clean tap water is as good as any." In drinking tap water, periodically clean the water pipes by running water through the faucet for 2 minutes. You can then fill a pitcher or water dispenser with the clean water to drink throughout the day. Let's take a look at how much water we actually need in a day. There are many complex calculators out there on the internet that'll factor in your weight, how much activity you're doing in a day, your age. They'll do fractions for you and multiply it out and give you a number. There's also a general rule of thumb that some people use, which is to take your weight, split it in half, and that's how many ounces of water you need. I tend to think that number is a little bit on the low side. What I like to do is go with the generality that most women tend to need about 3 quarts of water a day, and most men tend to need just about 4 quarts of water a day. Now, if you carry a lot of weight, or you are working out all the time, or you're pregnant, or you're lactating, or living in a very dry climate, you might need more water than that. A good rule of thumb is clearish urine. Light-colored urine lets you know that you're drinking enough water. One of the first signs I get when I'm not drinking enough water is my bladder hurts. I start to feel like I'm getting a bladder infection. So immediately I know I'm dehydrated and I start drinking a lot more water. I've heard from a couple sources that sparkling water, carbonated water, actually demineralizes the body and is non-hydrating. I personally find that to be true. Although what I found on the internet is lots of sparkling water companies saying no, that is not true. And I can't say I know what the truth is, but my personal experience is I was in a place where I didn't feel like I could get good clean water, and I was buying a lot of sparkling water and drinking that, and I got a bladder infection immediately, the worst that I've ever had. And that's when I realized I wasn't having good clean water, that the sparkling water was not hydrating my body. And I read in another book it can be used to help your body detox because it pulls toxins out as well as minerals. And I'll add too that it's not that I don't drink sparkling water. I love sparkling water, especially it's a great kids treat with ice, and you can get pure cranberry concentrate or cherry concentrate and add that with some sparkling water. There's no sugar, and it makes a wonderful treat for the kids. So I love it. I love to drink it. I simply don't use that as something I'm going to hydrate my body with. I've also heard that reverse osmosis water, because it's taken all the minerals out of the water, is demineralized water that sucks minerals from the body because osmosis always wants to equalize. And if the minerals are in the water, they'll give your body minerals. If the minerals are not in the water, they'll take minerals from your body. So you definitely want to be sure that you're adding minerals to your water, particularly if it's reverse osmosis water. Now, this brings me to the next topic of minerals or electrolytes. I didn't know electrolytes were minerals. I didn't know minerals had an electrical charge, and that's why they're called electrolytes. And electrolytes are something you definitely want to replenish your body with, particularly if you're drinking a lot of water, which you need to be doing in order to be hydrated. Now, minerals are the building blocks for most, if not all, of the functions of the body. They're very important. We have macrominerals and microminerals. Macrominerals are sodium, potassium, calcium, and we need more of those. Microminerals or trace minerals are things like iron, copper, and zinc, and they're vital, but we don't need as many. Now, most electrolyte products on the shelf will have a lot of refined sugar and maybe even artificial coloring in them. That's not my personal preference. I like to have pure minerals and add them directly into my water. And the company whose minerals I like the best is called Premier Research Lab. I've got a link to it below the video so you can see what they are. And those minerals, it's a liquid form, and it has a little silver protective layer when you take the cap off the bottle. And instead of pulling that protective layer off, I like to take a needle and poke holes into it, 3 or 4 holes, and that way I can just pour a little bit out at a time into my water and not have it gushing, because we don't really need a whole lot at a time. We need a little bit on a regular basis. So drinking copious amounts of water in a day can be pretty boring. I like to vary it up by adding different things, and these things that you can add to your water to zest it up a little bit actually are very beneficial for you. One of the things you've probably heard of is vinegar, pure apple cider vinegar that contains something called the mother in it. It's a fermented product, and it has a lot of purported health values, including decalcifying the pineal gland, helps with getting rid of pathogens, including bacteria, lowers blood sugar levels, helps with diabetes, aids in weight loss, reduces belly fat, lowers blood pressure, improves heart health, wards off the flu, aids with nausea, reduces inflammation, kills or slow cancer cells because it has chemicals known as polyphenols, relieves heartburn, regulates the pH, contains antioxidants, amino acids, trace minerals, and more. Another thing you can add for variety, which has been around for a long time and has great health benefits, is lemon. I'm sure you've heard of it. We've all seen slices of lemon in our water, and lemon is purported to promote hydration, helps maintain a pH balance, it's an immune booster, improves digestion, it's antibacterial, supports detox, supports weight loss, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and more. Another thing I really like to add to my water on occasion is something called self food, or to help with people who are dealing with high altitude sickness, and it's worked wonders for them. It does things like increase the oxygen levels, strengthens immunity, increases energy, detoxifies, increases metabolic efficiency, improves healing response, supports tissue repair, and helps eliminate free radicals. Another thing I like to do to vary it up is to actually put a pinch of salt under my tongue before I drink some water. And when I say salt, I mean whole salt, like Himalayan salt, black salt, Hawaiian black salt, or Celtic salt from France, Redmond salt from Utah, coming out of the dry seabeds. All of those salts have mineral contents, and they have different mineral contents. I use all those salts for different purposes at different times. and putting it under my tongue and drinking some water is another various way of getting enough water down. First thing when you rise, the most important thing you need to do is have a cup of water with vinegar, with lemon, with minerals, and start cleansing your body. Now, the tip is not just to have a cup of water, but to have a whole quart. That's what I do. I drink a whole quart of water first thing in the morning, and here's why. When you go to digest your food, if you haven't hydrated enough, you're going to be thirsty while you eat, and you're going to want to drink water while you're eating, which dilutes your digestive juices and causes you not to be able to digest your food as well. Whereas if you drink a quart of water a half an hour or minimum 15 minutes before you eat, your body's going to absorb the water, and then it's going to re-excrete it as digestive juices, and you're not going to be thirsty while you're having your first meal of the day, which is also what I consider to be my most important meal of the day. So I drink a whole quart of water when I rise, and I'll add lemon. Another thing drinking a whole quart of water does for you first thing in the beginning of the day is give you a jump on your daily hydration. You've got 1 quart down already, or 1.5 quarts if you're a dude, already down. So you're already ahead of the game. You don't start out your day behind in the game. You start out ahead. So it's much easier to get the rest of the water that you need in order to hydrate yourself throughout the day. You've got your water bottle with you. I prefer a glass bottle myself, and you can sip that throughout the day. Before your midday meal, you can drink another 2 to 3 whole cups of water, again 15, 20, 30 minutes before you're going to eat, so that you can re-excrete that as digestive juices for your food. And again before the evening meal, you're going to drink another 3 or 4 whole glasses. You're going to drink another whole quart of water before the evening meal. Some of the benefits you get from drinking a whole quart of water upon rising is like I said, you immediately rehydrate. It strengthens your alertness. It fuels your brain, strengthens your immune system, rids the body of toxins, jumpstarts the metabolism, reinforces weight loss, complexion and skin benefits, and promotes growth of healthy hair. And as you can see, I've got a lot of hair, and it probably comes from drinking a lot of water. If you have children, children don't need as much water. They do need to get in a rhythm of drinking water, however. They need to be educated and make that a part of their lifestyle. So if you have a child, first thing upon rising, get them to drink a cup or 2 of water. Add some minerals to it, or a splash of lemon or a splash of vinegar. Then teach them that drinking water before meals helps them to be satiated during the meal and eat the food rather than dilute their digestive juices because they're so thirsty. Also, whenever they come into the house, you can tell them, wash your hands and drink water. And that creates a rhythm in their lives of making sure that water is part of their consciousness, and they're drinking it before meals. They're drinking it upon rising. They're drinking some whenever they come into the house. They're washing their hands and drinking water. And it creates a rhythm that gives them good habits. Fun fact. One study showed dieters who drank 2.125 cups of water, that's 17 ounces or 500 milliliters, before each meal lost 44% more weight over a 12-week period compared to those who didn't. Remember, water equals life, and hydration is your #1 defense against disease. I hope you gained beneficial information from my video. If so, I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel for more informative videos, the culmination of which will be a compass for navigating life's challenges with wellness, wisdom, and ease. Until next time, be well.